G'day guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing the suspension, front end suspension on the 1Tonner. I've got parts, bought these a few months back, so I'm going to do the front bushings on the upper and lower control arms, the bearings, wheel bearings, anything I can replace. Check yours out, but here's a bit of a tip. If it's going to come up in the camera here. You can see how this hole here for your shock tower, I've already just released that. See how it's off center? So there's center. Okay, so it's off center. So if it's center, it's WB. Okay. Oh, sorry. It's now I've lost. I think it's HZ-WB, but from what I'm my research, this is HJ and Q. Okay, or is it H? I'll have to double check. Sorry, I'm not feeling well, guys. Trying to think what's going on. Also, these here are shims. Okay, not the ones overseas. These are the for the wheel alignment. Okay, so I've got 2 here and it looks like 3 here. So I'm going to sort of try and keep them together and put them back. There's actually 1, yeah, it looks like 3 in there. So I might just put some tape around them so they go back in. They might be all held in with paint because this was painted a long time ago. So yeah, make sure you get the right rubber fittings, rubber parts for your vehicle. Just double check. All right, so I'm going to take the wheel off first and go from there. Okay, so we'll get into it. You can hear the chopper noise in the background. It's because we've got stolen cars here in North Queensland a lot, and it's been going for days now. There must be a few stolen cars. It's just crazy. Anyway. Oh, hello. Hello. But it's trial and error. The first thing I'm going to do now is get this wheel off and go from there. So this is free to be moved around. So all the weight, the upper and lower control arm, the ball joints, so they're holding that spring compressed. Okay, and it's on a bit of an angle there. I don't know if that's how the other side is. Yeah, it sort of dips over a little bit, kinks in. So once I get the wheel off, we'll be able to determine what to go for next. Got the ball, buddy. Got the ball, buddy. These tyres here I bought in 2016, I think it was, maybe 15, for $40 off a place here that was open not too long. Second-hand, new and second-hand tyres, and this was a retread. The first 6 months I had one of the tyres had a big massive egg come out. That's how bad they were. Big massive egg, but they still all pump up and down, and haven't seen daylight for all those years. So that's just a bit of a backstory on these. So I've got the brake caliper to come off, and these are Gerlock. I think these are Aussie made. Let me know in the comments if I'm right or not. So I'll take them off, and you can see the pads, because this went for a roadie some time ago, well, just before I bought it apparently, so it's had a little bit of work done to it. So I'll get these off, take this line off as well, I presume, so it's just not hanging. I might just take it off the back there and leave that hanging. That's going to be replaced anyway, so it doesn't matter either way. It'll be perished, it'll be shot. So I think it's about 17 mil, 2 bolts at the very back, and that caliper system should come off. Then we can take the rotor off and get into the spindle and the rest. You're probably thinking too, how am I going to compress the spring? So to compress this spring, you need a compressor or a spring compressor that's internal. Now the only one on the website that you can get, I've seen, is like $800, $900. It's an internal one, okay? There's no room to put an external one on unless you're made up small individual. I know it'd be pretty dangerous though. So I bought some continuous rod, and I've cut them, I think I bought 1 meter, so I've cut them into half, and I'm going to try and put it through the center. That's why I've taken the shocky out. I just did a bit of an experiment some months ago. So that shocky's undone and out, just to hold the compression. Or I've seen some guys, as where the jack is here, underneath the lower wishbone, lower control arm, A-arm, whatever it's called. So the larger ones on the bottom. Bump stop here, that looks fairly okay. And then you've got a smaller wishbone on top, and they are marked right and left if you're going to do them all simultaneously. Okay, so the next step, get that out of the way. Let's get this caliper off, see what I'm dealing with. Get some rags put underneath. I'm going to take this off first. Shouldn't be any brake fluid left in it. Well, there will be brake fluid. It'll be a mess. There we go. 17 fits. Where are the camera? 17 fits, but you can see it's a little bit wonky, a little bit loose. So, coming back to me. No, it's completely wrong, 17. So 5/8 is on. A little bit of a love tap down. Better go get my hammer. The same thing, undoing bolts, lefty loosey, pretty tidy, on most threads, not all. Always not. Oh, we did another one. See. Another one tap. There we go, she's cracked. When you're doing this job, guys, make sure you've got plenty of rags or towels, and I like to keep brake clean on hand. And I've got to say too, I'm not sponsored by any of the parts or any companies with what I'm buying. I've got no affiliation. I should have, I've got to depress this caliper first, so we're going to get more fluid out to release it off the rotor. This is just tight because the brake pads are sort of compressed onto the rotor, onto the disc. And there we go. Undo this dust cap, and then we can get in behind to the cotter pin and a split pin. Undo that nut. So that's just a dust cap. When you pack grease back into there, push it on, and it just helps apply extra grease to everything. So that's that one. That's what we're dealing with. There's a pin in here, so I'll clean this up. This is just a split pin, they call it. It's other terms, I suppose, but that's all it is. It's been cut here, so that pushes through, and then you just bend that back around and it holds that nut on basically. When you do put these, this is called a castle nut, I think. When you put this on, you tighten it up so much to pack everything in when you replace it, and then you spin the disc or the rotor so it's smooth and tighten it up, and you don't want it jammed on. You want to be able to have this to spin, so you can back this cotter, this castle nut into a location where it suits. It might go back quarter of a nut, forward half a nut, and you'll get it so it's not sloppy and it's not jammed on. Anyone who's watched this channel before, I'm not a professional mechanic, guys. I'm just an ordinary guy that's tinkering, learning. Okay, so you can see that's a castle nut, so it looks like a castle, and it goes on that way. And you can see I'm moving, and there's the bearing. And it doesn't look that flash either. It's not too bad at all. I'm gonna put new brake pads in, clean these up, paint them, and reuse these. Boys, and I'm going to clean all this grease off so there's less going on me and my tools on the floor. Seal with the part number. There's that. That's shocky. up underneath this is 2 bolts, okay, and on top you've got there's a washer cap, and then you've got 2 bolts that hold that on as well. You just hold a shifter on here or an open ender on here, and then you undo the 2 nuts. One's like a locking nut, and that drops out. Or you can leave that on last to help compress the spring. But made in Mexico. Is that headers? Huh, Here we go. We got 18 on that. 18's perfect. So the castle nut, no washer. Should there be a washer? I would have presumed so, but it's just a castle nut. What? Don't do that. Everyone else does it. Okay, so I did have to grind that one off because I gave a good flogging, it come off, but I left the castle nut on, and then it caused it to fur over, and I couldn't undo it, so I F'd that up. I just cut it off, and it's over there. Now I'm going to undo the rest. I'm going to go for this one here. So this will be, ooh, what I need, what's that? 9/16. I don't know, I've just got a feeling I've got to get this out first. It's going to make it easier. Well. Yeah, the whole lot's spinning. Okay, so you could put a one of these on it. Open ender. Shifter. There's a little flat section. So that's the bottom one off. 9/16. Bottom one. Bring his in, guys, so more of a heads up. So these 2 castle nuts, split pins out first. These 2 castle nuts, I'll back them off, and probably going to lower the bottom one, leave that one done up, and see what happens. In there doesn't help. I thought I'd got it muscle. Do have a 7/8. Beautiful. The top one's smaller. 7/8 for the bottom. 19mm fits pretty good. It's not the best, but 19mm for the top. Okay, top and bottom castle nuts are off. That's backed off. There's no shock inside, there's just my threaded rod. Okay, so I've changed it up a bit. I've put a plate right through here. So it's just a great big heavy plate. I think it's about 6mm thick. So I've just run that through instead of the way I had it supported underneath the actual arm itself. So this should now be putting pressure on the spring, which should separate the 2 components, the upper and the lower. So I'm going to tighten that up, see what happens. Back wishbone bolts, I haven't undone them at all. I might just back them off a little bit. Well guys, I got there. The problem was, it started on an angle and it dug in between that big washer. So the bolt here was getting stuck and I wasn't able to rotate it anymore. It was just binding sort of inside. So on the other side I'll do the same thing, but I'm going to put tighter washers, so that's not going to happen, because it did work quite well. I had probably 10%. I ended up getting the jack under here, of course. I had about, I don't know, might have been a couple of percent of load still, and I just cut it, so that's the difference there. It did go bang pop, but yeah, it's all good now, so thank Christ for that. Lesson learnt. On the other side I'll do the same thing, and yeah, put a washer up, a smaller washer on top of that, because that's the only thing that fouled it, because it was releasing nicely. And that is it for today. So I'm going to be coming back tomorrow, guys, so hang around. I'm going to get a t-shirt made up, auto car contortionist. Alright guys, I'll leave you there. See you. G'day guys, it's the next morning, the next day, so I've come to inspect the damage from yesterday. Yeah, it was a bit of a mission. I'm pretty happy overall that I've got it off, and with what I used. Still got the other side obviously to do, but I'm going to just continue on, just fluffing around, seeing what, strip the rest of this down and clean it up. And I'm probably going to install all this first, because I don't want to have too much of a mess. I've got shit everywhere. I've still got other stuff in the cab to do, so I do want to have this finished though. This is the main project at the moment, of course, and I want to have this done, and then I can start on the engine. I can start sorting out what parts I need, strip it down, and rebuild it. That's what I'm going to be looking at doing. So I want to have all this in here all sorted, so don't have to worry about it later. It's all done, and that's it. Let's get into it, I suppose. No, I'll procrastinate just a little bit longer and take my time. Yeah. Okay, spring out. 1,000 tools on the floor. Alright. Well, that's going to help, but I've come around and I'm done the nut on that link bar there to the sway bar or torsion bar front end, and that should pop off. But I'm also going to undo these nuts underneath, so these guys here, and then the other side, and this bar will be loose and free. I should mention too, the nut that I took off over here, if the wheel's off, it's a lot easier access. It was a that's coming up on the camera. Ugh. Wow. What is going on? 15 mil, 13 or 12. What? Did they run out of parts? What? What a monkey show. Oof. What is that? 13? 13. Why? Why? And the reducer. 54,000 reducers, but not in this kit. That onto that. Well, it's not that bad, but still, why would you have a 13? Oh. Note to set. Oh! Note to set. Oh! That's how you get it off. I thought that was going to hold up by the spring and everything. But anyway, it's down and done. Has been replaced with neoprene red ones, the squeaky ones. Same on the other side. Alright, well that's down and out of the way. Leave them for there, for now, for later. We're on. Let's go back and have a look at this mess I've got. Well, the spring didn't take off. That's going to put you right in the nuts now. I think it's just the jack. I think it's just the jack that's holding it. Yep. And back onto the blocks. Almost there. A little bit more. That is down. Okay. Yeah, so you can see where it was chewing in, so I've got to put a smaller washer. That. The other side. The old spring. Rust. There we go. So that's that and that. Okay, so this is the top, really thin. So that's the top. A lot thicker down the bottom. Okay. Take a photo of that.